In today's episode, I am going to be introducing you to a successful student, Simone Higgins of Fort Lauderdale. Simone joined my real estate program just a few months ago and now has nearly 4 Airbnb properties. She's an amazing entrepreneur who got right into it, and she is going to share with you her story of working as a medical biller and having a business doing that to now being a successful real estate entrepreneur and an Airbnb queen. Let's go.
Noelle. Yeah, she can fix that. If you gotta get it done, or you need to do it better, well, she can fix that. Yeah, she can fix that. Investment to get back, trying to get a big stack. She can fix that. Let's fix that.
First of all, I am so excited to have you here, Simone Higgins. Your story is absolutely incredible. You are such a success so fast. We are not going to hold anything back. You are going to tell your true story because this is what people want to hear. So let's start off and let's just talk about the experience of you getting that first Airbnb. Talk us through the beginning, like how you decided you were going to get your first Airbnb and how you did it.
When I first started learning about Airbnbs, to be honest, I was naive. I didn't think, you can get an Airbnb and number one, not own it and make money off of it.
Right.
So once I started the training program and I started getting on the coaching calls and I was speaking with my coach, I realized hey, there's money here. There's cash flow here, monthly cash flow here. So I jumped on it and I said, let me just make a couple of phone calls off of Craigslist, right? Because you guys say, the fastest and the quickest way to get it is to talk to a private landlord. So I said, let me just jump on Craigslist and make a couple of phone calls. So I started making a couple of phone calls on a daily basis. I said, let me make about 5 phone calls a day. So I made those 5 phone calls a day and then I would, talk to people and they would say, no, they're not interested. And then I had got this one gentleman on the phone. He was a private landlord and it happens to be that he was actually out of California and I'm here in South Florida. So he had a 1-bedroom rental. And I said to him, my name is Simone from MDS Nationals, and we help professionals that are relocating to South Florida, and we help them with their housing. So he knew that I wasn't going to live in the property. And because he was in, California, he had to relocate for work, and he was like, oh, yeah, I'll do that. And it was a surprise to me because I thought he would have been like, no, I'm not going to do that.
Right, because you had got some no's. Now you're like, wait, are you saying yes?
Yeah. So I had to look back on the script to figure out what I was going to say, because I was like, oh my goodness, I'm not what am I going to do now? He said, yes. So what should I do now? But I was like, okay. And then when we got down to the process, because it's a condo and they have their bylaws, I had to deal with the condo association. So reading those language on paper, on black and white, what you cannot do, it was scary to me. Like reading, this you can't do, that you can't do. So we was going back and forth, and it was a while because I started with him probably in November, and through the holidays or whatever. And then after I got the lease, it was scary. It was very scary to me. So I told him, I was just like, I texted back and I was just like, at this point, I don't think it's going to work with all the rules and all the regulations. And, he texted me back. He was like, well, it took so long anyway. So I knew you was going to say no. But then I picked up the phone. Something inside me said, let me just pick up the phone and call him. And when I spoke to him and I said, it's not that I don't want to do it, but just reading what's not allowed and, what I would like to do with the corporate lease. He said, yeah, but as I explained to you, it's not that strict. It just seems very strict, but it's actually pretty lenient. So I said, you know what, let's just try it. So we started the ball rolling. I signed off on the lease, on the corporate lease. I put my deposit down. And it was like December. It was sometime in December.
Yeah. And
then I got my sister, and this whole time my sister really didn't know what I was doing, but we worked together, and I was like, hey, let's just do this. And she was like, okay, and then my brother did a couple of things with the apartment. Well, he didn't do a couple of things. He did a lot in terms of, setting up the lock with the TVs and things of that nature. And then my sister and I worked together in terms of buying things for the unit, which we didn't have to buy a lot of stuff because he had to leave the apartment, the unit on a quick hurry, and the furniture was there. So we just basically had to work with, what he put in there.
Yeah.
So then after that, we The apartment was ready December 31st. I remember clearly because it was New Year's Eve.
Right.
The apartment was ready December 31st. And I said, you know what? I'm going to list it tonight when I went home. I listed that night and I kept checking my phone because as we was working on the apartment, I would like update it in Airbnb because I said, when it's ready, I just want to hit, ready to launch. So then I launched it and then I went to bed. And then when I woke up, I had 2 bookings consecutively.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's go back because Simone, I'm telling you, you don't realize how incredible you are. Yes, you had some fears and things that you had to overcome because, as I explained, this is new, and this is why, I like to mentor people and we like to help people because you get scared. You do. This is new. But you said something so amazing. So let's go back because you actually do not own this property and you are making money off of it. And that is what people need to understand. It is possible. It's just a process to it. And you follow the process and now you have your first corporate apartment in your business's name and you don't own it, but you get the cash flow from it. Is that correct?
That is correct.
That is correct. So now that people understand that, let's take it back because you have to tell people this because this is the important part and this is why you are successful and this is what is so important. And you don't even see this about yourself, how amazing this is, that you just kept going and that you said the script. So let's go to that scary part. Step 1, when you were saying, okay, I am going to find landlords, tired landlords, and I'm going to approach them about getting their property, renting it from them, and then putting it on Airbnb. Just tell us that part, like how you're like, yes, I'm doing that, and I'm gonna go forward with this whole plan. As crazy as it sounds.
So when I first signed up, and I found you through YouTube. And when I was looking at your website, because I was like, oh, it looks interesting. And then I was reading and I was, going over your free content. And then I had signed up for was it like a conference call? So I signed up for the conference call for a coach to reach out to me. And actually one time I remember because I was going out at night and you was doing a live at 9:00. I don't know if you remember, it was a while ago. You was doing a live at 9:00. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to listen to this woman. I was like listening to you and I was like, oh, she's doing a live. Let's get on it. So I got on the live. And then I said, you know what? Let me see if I can speak to someone from your team, and you even take a phone call because at the point when I got the phone call from my coach, Kimon, I wasn't really I wasn't sure. So I was like, okay, and then when I spoke to her and it sounded good and I liked it and I liked her and I said, all right, let me give it a try, let me give it a try. So when I got on the calls, the weekly coaching calls, in my mind, I was thinking wholesale flipping. That's what I was going after, wholesale flipping.
Right.
And what I do like about your program, Noelle, is that there's so many ways to make money in real estate. And a lot of times people just have tunnel vision in terms of, especially if you're viewing stuff on YouTube.
Right. You only know what you know. You only know these couple of things. And you're like, wait, there's other things that may fit my personality or that fits my thing better. And I'm like, yes, you get to do your thing.
When I got on the call and it was like that night, for some reason, you guys were talking about Airbnb. You was on the call. It was great. All the coaches were on the call. It was just a good vibe. So then, I don't know if I had reached out to Kimon right after, but I was like, what's this thing with this Airbnb? Is this real? I was like,
it's funny, you reached out to the perfect person. Kimon is the Airbnb queen. She took to it and her properties are beautiful. You guys, that's why. So I know your properties are beautiful, and everyone is seeing how beautiful your properties and how quickly you could put together something really nice. You said your cousin and your brothers, y'all did an amazing job. The audience could see this now. Your property is absolutely beautiful. Your properties are beautiful.
Thank you. So when she was like, yeah, this is a thing. So I said, all right, let me just try it, because she's my coach. She's been successful. This program is successful. It create winners. So I said, let me just try it. So I felt since I'm paying for the coaching and the mentorship, I'm going to trust what you tell me to do. That's how I feel, and when you speak and you say, you did everything your coach told you to do.
Right.
So I
did.
Just felt like I'm going to.
I just do it. And I tell you guys, just because it's hard as adults to do. So, and it's funny, you're saying a really great thing, Simone. It's hard as adults to kind of let down some of that skepticism and just trust another person, sometimes. Yeah. Whoa, this is an amazing point that Simone brings up, and something that I need for you guys to understand. It is difficult when you first start to trust your mentor and just do what it is that they say. As an adult, we have education, we have experiences, we think that we do know some things. But if you really want to be successful in mentorship, especially the way that Simone Higgins has been, you need to just let go some of that skepticism and start listening and trusting your mentor. One of the reasons that I was successful when I was mentored is that I listened to my mentor. And I tell that to my students. The reason why I was successful in my mentorship, I just did what my mentor told me. If they gave me a script, I got on the phone and I just said the script. If they told me to make a certain amount of calls, I did that. I trusted my mentor and I did what it is that they told me to do because I knew that they were successful in the thing that I wanted to be successful in. And that truly is the key. If you have a mentor, listen to them. Trust what they're telling you to do. You've already trusted this person to mentor you. Don't start sabotaging yourself by not listening to them. It is the most difficult part about it. Trusting and listening to that mentor. Trusting your mentor is why you're going to be successful. Simone, she listened to what her coach, Simone, told her to do. She made the calls, she said the script, and she kept going even when people were telling her no. That is the key to success. That is what you need to do, and this is an important part of being successful. Okay, now back to this interview.
So I said, you know what, let me just try it. And then when I started the program, I said, let me just try 100, more than 100%. And then if it doesn't work, then I could say I tried. But I said, there's something here. There's just something here, And then when I hear about cash flow, to me, I say, oh, that's a good thing. Obviously, that's a good thing, right? Because I've done other businesses before. And when you don't have the cash flow,
right,
it's miserable.
It is.
When you're not making the money and you're waiting for a big check to come in, 10 grand or 20 grand or whatever the check amount is 3 months later,
right,
you don't have any money within 3 months. So what are you going to do?
And that is what's amazing. What I love about Airbnb, it's a business that you can start and really start to see the cash flow really quickly. So like you said, you put your property on Airbnb, and then tell people how quickly, because your story is amazing, how quickly you got that 3-month booking.
It was like the next morning when I woke up, it was a Saturday, and I got two bookings, right? It was like a week, 2 weeks, and it was like all locals. So I'm thinking South Florida, I'm getting people that's traveling, but they were local. Like the 2-week booking was someone who was having house renovations.
Right.
You get a lot.
Yes, you do. You get renovations. You get people that were in a fire, people that are looking to relocate to that area, and they just want to stay there for a month or two and learn the area. Like there's some really high quality, and the way we put our properties together is they're very nice. They attract nice tenants and nice guests.
Yes. So then later on that morning, the woman reached out to me for the 3-month booking. She's like a traveling healthcare professional. And, I was getting a lot of inquiries, and I had said to her, and I said, I would really like to host you, but I am getting a lot of inquiries. So if you're interested, just book. And lo and behold, she said, well, for some reason I can't book on the site. So then I had to send her like a pre-approval. So she booked through that link. But going back to how quickly you get paid, I mean, if a person moves in today, Airbnb pays out the next day. And that was surprising to me because I never seen such quick return on your investment. And I've done a couple of different things, and you get paid out fairly quickly. At least I think fairly quickly.
Yes, very quickly. So on a 3-month booking, it's funny. I'm telling you, Simone, we are having a same story. I did long-term vacant rentals forever. And then when Airbnb came along and these young people were telling me about how much more profitable it was, I was shocked again about how much more profitable it was than empty, unfurnished apartments, first of all. And then secondly, how quickly you got paid. So like you said, on that 3-month booking, they check in the next day, you have all of your money, all 3 months of that money minus what Airbnb took, you have it now. So boom. And now you can go and keep reinvesting in your business. Now like you said, you have 2 properties really quickly working on 3 and 4, and it's only been 5-6 months total. So you're like far ahead of most entrepreneurs.
Yes, but Noelle, I have to be honest. I've I actually sold real estate before. So I had my real estate
Okay.
license,
Okay, good.
so I have some experience with real estate, right? So I'm into real estate, and before my sister and I, we always wanted to get into real estate. They dabbled here and there, and when the market was good, yeah, but nothing really solid,
Yeah.
and we've spoken about it, for the past couple of years, and I just feel like at this point in time, we're ready. Like, I'm ready. I want to do this. I want to do this. I know we can make money from this. We
Yeah,
can
and
do
you're in
well
a
with
great
it,
area. You're in a great area. So I'm going to ask you another question because this is amazing. So first of all, you're in a great area. You're in Fort Lauderdale, Florida area, like South Florida. Absolutely amazing. Great demographics for Airbnb. Tons of places in the country are, but that is definitely, you're in a top 10 area. So let's just quickly tell everybody about your former life. So what did Simone Higgins do before real estate entrepreneur? Tell me what you were doing before all of this so people can relate to who you were previously.
From the beginning, I was always in sales though. So I was always in sales, and I sold copiers, I sold payroll. So I did the corporate sales for about, I would say about like six to 8 years. I did the corporate sales. And then from there, I started staffing and recruiting. So I started my own staffing and recruiting about 11 years ago, right? So when I first started staffing and recruiting, I was doing it by myself. So I started a business essentially, and then that got tiring for me. And then I started to do contract recruiting. So contract technical recruiting, I was doing that for a little while, but I was still working by myself, 1099. So I've been working on my own for a while.
Okay.
But when I would work on my own, sometimes I would run out of cash. So I would have to like go get a job, like just to get a job.
Right. Yeah. I know. I've met tons of entrepreneurs like that, unfortunately, that have to keep getting a job to make sure that their business sustains.
Exactly. And then for the past 3 years, I've actually run and partnered with my sisters with a medical billing company. So I've been doing that for 3 years, which we own, and it's doing well. But with real estate, as you say, it's the quickest way to become a millionaire. And right now we're just looking for more money. And when we did the Airbnb, I say it every day. I say this is the quickest return on my investment that I've seen, that I've seen to this day. But I want to tell people also, you don't have to have any experience. No. you don't.
No,
you don't
it's funny.
to.
Your coach, literally the person that's coaching you, she's obviously been doing it now for well over a year, going on 2 years. But that she was on a cruise ship and now became this and now is able to teach it. And it's funny, I see kind of some similarities with you. So you mentioned a great point there, Simone, about money and, as your former entrepreneur. One of the things, of course, Noelle Randall loves to teach and we focus on in our program is business credit. So talk to us about what you're doing with your business credit and how you're going to make sure that you never have money issues in your business ever again, no matter what your real estate is even doing.
So I started building my business credit, which I'm reading about it, all the intricacies of it, and just trying to learn more and more about it. So I started with the tier 30s, right?
Yeah.
So I have a couple of those, like the usual, the Granger, the Quill, just the vendors, the net 30. So, and then I also have Amazon. And then I have Sam's Club, I have Floor and Decor. So I started climbing up.
Good. You're on the right track. So you're going to keep going with it. And was it difficult to get some of those vendor credits going in the Amazon and the Costco? Were they difficult?
No, it wasn't difficult. I mean, after the net 30 accounts, that level, then I started to check my Dun and Bradstreet number, and then it was an 80, and then I signed up for NAV, which was reporting. So once I got to the 80, I said, okay, let me try to get a Sam's Club. And I went in and I got a Sam's Club, which is a Sam's Club store card. And I said, next month, I'm going to try to get the MasterCard. I think they have for the MasterCard, right? Okay. And I started talking to get bank loans, so I started to take a look at that. So I just don't want to have a money cash flow problem when I want to do something.
Never
and when I see a
again.
property
Never
and make a
again.
move. I
You will
don't
never
want
have that issue. You're going to keep going. We're going to keep connected with you, of course. And I can foresee such an awesome future for you, Simone. Like, you took to it. I can tell that you probably had business experience because you were so serious. And so tell us, what's next for Simone? What is your next thing that you're doing?
So we're gonna continue with the Airbnbs. So 2 is gonna come. I'm looking at 2 this month. So I just need to. I already signed a lease. I just need to, give them the check and go through the process. So 2 should launch for the month of April, right?
So that's property 3 and 4, everybody. So everyone understands that's your third and fourth property.
Yeah, the 3rd and 4th one. Yeah, and then I already started building the pipeline in terms of for May. So we already started looking at 2 for the month of May, because I don't want to be like in the month looking for one. I want to have it, already, pipeline. So, but I want to kind of put not a hold on it, but get it under control that it's
yeah, you don't want to grow too fast. 4 is a good amount, and you're at 4, 6. Because once you have that, you're really in a good position where if you get them making $1,000 profit each, you're in a really good position to keep going.
Exactly. But I'm looking for a property to buy. Like, this is what I'm doing right now. I'm on Craigslist. We're going out, me and my sister, my partner, we're going out every weekend and we're looking, we're going as far as Miami, and we're going to go up to West Palm Beach.
Let me know. I'm looking for Miami, Aventura. So, you don't want all of them. Send them over.
Yeah. So, we're looking for opportunity to buy either, whatever, wholesale or flip, hoping to flip, renovate. That's my goal. But we're just looking for opportunities. And if the numbers make sense, then we're going to do it.
That's it. You're a perfect student. Oh my gosh. Perfect student. I absolutely love. Thank you so much, Simone, for taking the time. I know this was nervous sharing your business and telling people, but you are absolutely amazing. You're a real story. You're really doing it. So happy that this is working out for you and that you will continue to be successful. And I'm definitely going to bring you along and keep in close contact with you. Absolutely love it. Where can people reach you?
You can find me on my website, www.mdsnationals.com.
mdsnationals.com.
Correct.
I love it. I absolutely love it. We'll put that on the screen for everyone. Again, thank you so much, Simone. You're an inspiration to so many entrepreneurs, especially people that look like you. We need to show more of you because you are absolutely amazing.